The 69th annual Kiwanis Jamboree was back in action. This was Southside Turling's first half. The Rebels pulling out some trickery. Preston Welsh to Bradford Kane to Hayden Vice, and that's a 70-yard touchdown down the sideline. TCH leads 7-0. Now second half, now 14-0. Welsh is going to look down the sideline again, this time for Kentrell Prejean for the 30-yard TD connection as Turlings wins it 21-7. Now welcome back to the second quarter of Friday Night Football, our Jamboree preview special. Now, Jamarcus, we've already discussed two local champs in Acadiana and LCA, which means there are two remaining.
And in this case, both come from the same District 5-4A, Carencro and St. Thomas More. We'll start with the Bears, who won their first title since 1992, taking on Cecilia. Carencro moved the chains last night. Dante Darjan with the 30-yard pickup. He would score later in that drive. Darjan and Jalen John are the new engines for a Bears backfield that gained more than 2,000 yards and scored 32 touchdowns last year. Carencro is hoping to sustain that production and their championship standard.
These guys have to understand they have a torch to carry, not just from last year, but the guys that wore that C on the helmet from way back until now. They have that on their shoulders, you know, and that's the mission to be able to carry that forward.
We want to come back and do this thing every year and then show the younger guys that, hey, this is the tradition now, this is how we're doing it. We want to be competing for a state championship every year, after and after.
The main ingredient to Carencro winning the 4A title last year was having 17 starters returning. Westgate hopes they can copy that championship recipe. The Tigers returning 20 starters to their roster, including all 11 on defense. Then there's star power, with quarterback Brendan Landry already breaking a ton of Westgate's records and safety Derek Williams listed as a top 5 recruit in Louisiana next year. The Tigers' sights are clearly set on NOLA.
There's no talks, you know, because again, you know, you're looking at Carencro. Carencro had a big senior class last year. You know, you look at
St. Thomas More had an argument last year for not only being the best team in Division II, but also the best team in the state of Louisiana. The Cougars beat the Division I champs and the 4A champs, all while going undefeated and playing in only 3 one-score games. St. Thomas More will now go for 3 in a row, but first they face Como tonight. First half, there you see Walker Howard, and he was rolling in that first half. He threw for 3 touchdowns, including this one to senior tight end Barron Sawyer. The Cougs only have 3 starters returning this year, but I think they'll be okay as long as they have Howard. The senior is rated the #1 quarterback in the nation, according to 24/7 Sports, after throwing for over 3,000 yards and 35 touchdowns in his first year starting. Howard will have a brand new cast of receivers in 2021, but he's ready to quiet any non-believers.
Topping it is winning another state championship. Nothing gets better than that. A lot of guys are saying that we're not going to be as good as last year. You know, we're losing a lot of guys, but hey, pressure's on me, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to win another one.
So here's the standings in District 5-4A. It's going to be tough to unseat St. Thomas More for the district crown, but Carencro and Westgate certainly are hungry for the task. Also, Turlings could play the role of spoiler and more after turning the corner at the end of the 2020 season. Now, Walker Howard is a member of our Super 16. It's the top seniors in the Acadiana area that you need to be looking out for entering the 2021 season.
Hey, and you can't have that list without Trevor Etienne. The Jennings running back is one of the premier talents in the state, and Etienne is living up to the standard set by his brother.
It's hard to mention Jennings football without saying the name Etienne. Travis Etienne left a legacy as the all-time leading rusher at Jennings and also as the all-time leading rusher in the ACC at Clemson. Now, his younger brother Trevor Etienne is carving his own path.
If I try to go and beat every goal that he had, I'll just take the fun out the game for myself. So I just try to be the best me I could be. Trevor
has already become a staple for Jennings. In 2020, the senior rushed for over 1,200 yards and scored 22 touchdowns, while receiving unanimous first-team All-State honors.
I think Trevor is a complete back. He's got really good hands, understands the passing game concept. I think his vision is a plus. I mean, as far as he sees things that most people don't, and just his natural athletic ability.
Throughout his career, Trevor has leaned on Travis for advice. Having a sibling that is now in the NFL to review his game has helped lead to success.
He critiques my game. It's like everything I do wrong, he's on me about it. Like, he's steady giving me tips. But the biggest thing I could say, he told me, don't worry about leaving a legacy, just live a legacy.
I think Travis has helped Trevor understand the game, to play at a high level, which he's always done for 2 years, and now it's his 3rd year coming up. So, you know, looking forward to his senior leadership.
And Trevor's legacy is continuing to grow. The 4-star prospect narrowed his offers down to 5 schools, and that list is Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Florida, and LSU, with a commitment to come before the year is over.
I mean, I don't have a set date yet, but I know I probably want to do it before December, so it'll be soon.
We'll be keeping an eye out for that. So here's the full list of our Super 16, starting with the offense. It includes Acadiana running back Omari Wiggins. He earned District 3 5A Offensive MVP. KK Reno at Catholic can do a little bit of everything from quarterback to running back and some defense too. And then there's Fitzgerald West, who is an all-state defensive lineman for LCA, but the LSU commit could be playing on the O-line in Death Valley next year.
Then on defense, it includes Acadiana defensive end Walter Bobb, who is an Alabama commit, his teammate LaTerrence Welsh, who is an LSU commit, and at LCA, Jordan Allen is heading to Penn State, while safety Brylan Green chose Liberty. And then we can't forget about the Jacob twins over in Laurelville, who were all-state selections on defense last season. Another one of the terrifying defenders is linebacker Dedrick Vigors out of Eunice. The senior was the St. Landry Parish defensive MVP last season after finishing with 70 tackles and 3 defensive touchdowns. Vigors started his career wanting to be a running back, but understands now that inflicting pain pays too.
And like, I fell in love with defense more when I came into like my sophomore year. When I knew I was fast and I was making tackles, I was like, I could take this more serious.
He did everything for us. He got people lined up and everything. He was always at the ball. He led this team, led the defense, you know. And I think the accolades show for that.
District 4 4A only consisted of 3 teams last year as LaGrange and Washington Marion make their awaited return. Rain and North Vermilion will definitely be looking to rebound from some unusual results. And coming up, we run through the list of new head coaches in the area, including a few familiar faces.
Yeah, but first we check in with the 3rd member of our team, Megan Glover, as she features VC's Ashton Belair. We'll be right back.